Hey, welcome to a very important one. Petrol plays an important role in everyone's lives. If you're not buying petrol for your car, you might be buying it to power your generator. Even if you don't have a car or generator, you will take a bus or taxi that uses petrol. So in one way or the other, you are affected by the impending rise in the price of petrol. It is imminent, and it has been revealed that the price of petrol per liter will go up very soon to where it's supposed to be. And where is it supposed to be? The price of petrol will now be determined by the market forces. Market forces means that petrol will now be sold at a price that is more than the purchasing cost. That's actually how business works. If you want to stay in business, you have to turn a profit. This is coming on the heels of the Petroleum Industry Bill, or PIB for short, that has been recently signed into law. The PIB law makes it illegal and prevents the government from paying any form of subsidy that will reduce the price of petrol. The Petroleum Industry Bill started its journey since 2008, but for many reasons, the bill couldn't be passed into law by successive administrations. It was reintroduced in 2020 and finally passed into law this year. The PIB law will change the Nigerian oil and gas industry in a big way. The law stipulates the roles and responsibilities of all institutions and officials in the oil and gas industry. It will enable further exploration and improved protection of the environment. This has been a very big problem in the industry, where oil companies neglect the environment. This law will force them to comply with environmental protection laws, or they will face heavy fines and sanctions. Recall that oil and gas giant Shell recently revealed that they will finally pay $110 million in compensation to Ogoni people after 11 years that the court ordered them to do so. The PIB law will transform the industry and increase investments in the sector. This is because roles are now defined by the law. Everyone knows what they are supposed to do. In fact, the major reason many foreign investors are not investing in Nigeria's huge market is because of the lack of laws and institutions that will protect their investment. Yes, that their investment matters to them more than other issues you might be thinking. Many people think that the primary reason is the lack of adequate power supply. No, not at all. These companies know how to turn a profit, even if they have to run their factories on generators. So PIB law will not only enhance best practices and good governance in the industry, it will also enhance the ease of doing business in the oil and gas industry. Coming back to the petrol pump price, for many years Nigerians have never paid the real market price for petrol. We feel it is our right to enjoy cheap petrol. We argue that the subsidy on petrol is like our own social benefit, since the government doesn't have a social security program. There are many reasons cited by citizens on why the petrol price must remain cheap, especially concerning transportation, which is done mostly by road, and these vehicles all use petrol. So the effects of the high cost of transportation adversely affects the economy. When movement of people and goods are expensive, it increases the cost of goods. While there are so many advantages of cheap petrol, the reality is that it isn't sustainable subsidizing the cost of petrol. We need to find other ways to make transportation cheaper for the populace. They are already doing that anyway. The Lagos Metro line will start running by the end of this year. We did a video about it. Check out the video in the video description. Also, interstate trains are already running from Lagos to Ibadan. and other railway projects that are currently under construction that will improve the ease of moving people and goods across the country. In order for goods manufactured in Nigeria to be cheap and competitive, transportation, logistics, and other supporting services must be cheap. So the current petrol price is 162 naira per litre. It is expected to rise to about 305 naira per litre. This is because, according to the NNPC, the landing cost of petrol now is 249 naira per litre. This is depot price. The petrol will still need to be transported to filling stations. Marketers will make a profit. They are not running a charity, you know. And once the price of crude oil increases, the petrol price will also increase. Since January this year, NNPC has been the sole importer of petrol in the country. And in May, they deducted 194 billion naira from oil revenue for the payment of fuel subsidy. Imagine what this huge amount could have been used to build if it was invested in infrastructure. That is why the governors have been in full support of the petrol subsidy removal, because the billions used in paying these subsidies are monies that should have gone into the federation account. That's why the NNPC deducts the money before it is paid into the federation account. Because once money is paid into the federation account, it is only through a law that money will be spent from the account, either through budget or the monthly sharing between the three tiers of government. A little bit on the PIB law. The law proposes the creation of the Upstream Regulatory Commission, which will be responsible for upstream operations such as the issuing of petroleum exploration licenses. A petroleum exploration license will be valid for 3 years and can be renewed for another 3 years if certain conditions are met. The PIB will also create a new NNPC that will be profit driven. Most of the times we hear that NNPC declared a loss, which is very unfortunate when you compare NNPC with other state-owned oil companies in the world. They shouldn't be a loss-making company. So we all hope that the turnaround that this law proposes will turn around the fortunes of NNPC and make it a profit-making giant. On the petrol pump increase, it will definitely trigger inflation. There will be a hike in prices of goods and transport fares as a result, because transportation business in Nigeria is controlled by the private sector. The increase in fares are most of the times not commensurate to the increase in petrol price. Everyone is a capitalist when it comes to protecting his margins or profits, you know. Anyway, it is expected that the government will put up certain measures in place before the imminent removal of the petrol subsidy. This will also devalue the naira further, because when you are used to buying something at 165 naira and all of a sudden the price doubles and your salary didn't suddenly double up in value, you know, if you normally fill up your car with 8,000 naira, when the price of petrol goes up, your car will require about 16,000 naira to fill it up. So what does the future hold for the average worker? Well, it is not all bad news. No matter how bad a situation might be, there's always another way you can take advantage. That's exactly what we'll be discussing in the next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and remember to enable notifications so that when the videos go live, you'll be notified to watch. Till next time, stay safe and goodbye.